like J.Brock, cause I can score with a second on the clock.
So just to jump in a little bit about this story, you've told this story a million times.
Yes.
You're at home in pain, crying, dealing with a condition. You get a call from D Smoke, who informs you this Super Bowl opportunity is available for you. Boom. You know what I'm saying? You talk to Fatima, who gives you the rundown of what's about to happen for the Super Bowl, and she has you pull up for auditions in which you learn you're not auditioning.
Right.
You already locked in. You came up with the choreography for the auditioners. Fatima put her trust in you, and you came through as usual. Clap it up for that, y'all. She came through as usual.
Shout out to Fatima Robinson.
Come on. Shout out to Fatima. You choreographed Still Dre, you know what I'm saying, freestyle Cali Love. They had the camera right in your face, and this was purposely planned by Fatima. You met and spoke with Kendrick Lamar, Dr. Dre, and Snoop Dogg. Clap it up and make some noise for that. Let's go. You gotta understand something. That right there doesn't happen in people's entire lifetimes.
I know.
You did that in a matter of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So I was looking at the Super Bowl performance a couple weeks ago, and I said, wow, that's Storm Debarge right there front and center. Can I ask you something? When you got the feedback from that, when people got to telling you, oh my God, girl, look at you on the Super Bowl, at that point in time, were you able to process it and understand how big that was?
So when we got back to our phones, because I had to, it was a lot going on.
Yeah.
Like everybody was, because I only told certain people I was doing it because it's, I talk to my people every day, but I didn't see nobody for a month. Like I literally could not see nobody because
Really?
COVID. Yeah, because once you get COVID, you're off.
Yeah.
Like you can't come back, none of that. So I was like, oh baby, I'm not risking nothing. Like I'm not seeing no homies, none of that. I do nothing, ain't pulling up, nothing. So I literally didn't see nobody. So I only told like a handful of people, probably like 7 to 10 people that I was doing it. So when I got to my phone, everybody was hitting me up like, what, like crying, calling me, voice note, all types of stuff. And then I went back to my godmom's parents' house, and we rewatched it that night.
You said like 13 times, right?
Yeah, it was a lot going on.
Yeah.
We watched it that night, and they had a party for me. They had like a meetup, whatever. Then I got there, and we watched it, and I was just sitting there like, and I was looking at my homegirl, because she did it too with me. Sheopatra, shout out to Sheopatra. And we were just sitting there like, damn. I'm like, bro, look at you, bro. And they like screaming and stuff. I'm like, this is crazy. But we had to go to the after party and stuff because, like, that whole week I had a lot going on that week too. So I didn't really get to process it. I think it took like a year. Yeah, it took like a whole year to like cry and you know what I'm saying? Because everybody like, oh, congratulations, and I'm busy, I'm doing all this stuff, so I never really got to sit down and be like, damn girl, like you really did that.
Well, you cried in the tunnel before y'all went out there.
Factuals.
Cried in the tunnel. Now let me ask you something. It's a stadium of thousands of people.
Yeah.
Did you feel the stadium vibrating under your feet?
Let me tell you, we walked from the from our spot to the stadium, and we had to walk up or whatever, and that was the first time we all like heard and seen the crowd, right? So we walked in, I just felt everybody energy switch up because we was all hype walking over to the stadium. Like, oh, they recording this, and we like, and then we walked in, and my whole heart literally dropped. Like, I seen all them people and I heard them yelling. I'm like, this is wow. So that's when everything just started kicking in. Like everybody got quiet. We was walking through we was going through escalators, I was trying to get to the tunnel. Everybody was quiet. We prayed together. We made sure we had our outfit changes and stuff. And then the Kendrick boys was lined up. We was lined up before them or after? We was lined up after them. And we all was just standing there. And then I looked at and she looked at me, and I was like, bro. And she was like, God. And I was like, what? And then we started praying. And then we all kind of like walked away from each other. And I felt myself started crying. And then they was like, don't cry, don't cry. I was like, I'm not going to cry. I was like, I'm not going to cry. We got it. And I was like, God is so good. Like we was just talking to each other. And then I kind of like teared up. It's a video on my Instagram. I teared up right before like y'all seen when MC Light came on, and she was like, Super Bowl, woo, woo, woo. Like at that moment, I was like trying to hold it together because it hit right then and there.
Yeah. Now I know you said you forgot like almost everything right before, like right in that moment, you forgot almost everything. How were you able to recollect yourself and come back to reality and be like, okay, you got this?
Just have to hear the music. Yeah. Once I hear the music, it's up.
Muscle memory.
Yeah. People be like, oh, do you get nervous? I'm like, man, I think my body like be like, okay, I know you got to remember these things. But once I hear the music, it's like love. Like it feeds my soul. So I'm like, boom. Oh, what? Okay, we doing. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. My in-ear came out. 3 seconds in. So I was like seconds behind. Like I noticed, I was like, oh shit. And then I had to catch up to everybody and like do the whole 13 minutes with no in-ear.
Well, see, that's what makes Storm a professional. Most people could give up right then and there, crash out, it's over with.
Live TV.
Yeah, exactly. Live TV too. The pressure is on. You got to be able to hold your composure in moments like that and continue to go. So clap it up and make some noise for that, man, because that right there just shows strength and resiliency. You know what I'm saying? So June 15, 2012, this was the start of your football career. You know what I'm saying? 2 guy friends told you could be a kicker, and they took you to a baseball field to teach you how to kick.
Yeah.
Now, she went on to kick 15 field goals, and she made 12 of them. Clap it up for that. Come on now. She made 12 of them. Now, she went through something called Hell Week. Have y'all ever heard of Hell Week? Y'all ever heard of Hell Week? Hell Week, she said, was one of the hardest weeks of her life. There were times you didn't eat, times you didn't sleep, times you cried, but when you went to football practice, all of the pain went completely away. Now, let's not forget, she is the first ever to be a female football player at Samo High. Clap it up for that. Clap it up for that. And she actually inspired another young woman who went on to play for Rosemead High School. And she is a huge Steelers fan, and she absolutely loved Troy Polamalu. SC in the building, man. Clap it up, make some noise for that.
Yeah.
Come on now. Yeah. Come on now. So now what I want to ask you, how did you make it through Hell Week? I gotta say, there was a female who actually played for Crenshaw football. She made it through Hell Week. But the guys messed with her though. You know what I'm saying? It was one particular moment. She had her football helmet on. Dude threw a football right into her face mask, and it really stuck. And she dealt with all of that. So how were you able to especially make it through a Hell Week?
They used to talk like when I first got my equipment. So the first day I got my equipment, I put it on wrong.
Oh wow, what you put on wrong? The shoulder pads.
The shoulder pads, and I put the my girdle on wrong. Okay. I put the girdle on top of my practice pants. Yeah. Wow. So I ran out there and they all was crying laughing. They like, look at this fool, like, and I'm like, what? So then I ran to my JV coach. I'm like, bro, get me right. And then the homie that's close to me, like outside of football, he got me right. We went back. I had my own locker room, so he got me right. I came back and they was just like, I just heard them talking like while we were stretching, like, oh, she not gonna make it. She just, I didn't say nothing. I just wasn't saying nothing, you know. But when Hell Week came, like they like, oh shit, like she really,
that
for real.
Everything.
Like I was crying. I was always last in the line, like always last running in. Just doing all of that, especially like my sophomore year. So I was always last, and then after that, the homies like that was in my grade. They was always by me, so they always was like supporting me. But it was the varsity niggas that was like
shitting on you.
But then when I got on varsity, of course, like we got close, we built a bond and stuff like that. So they stopped making fun of me after the year 1. You know what I'm saying? And they was literally like bodyguards. Like I had 70 brothers, like 24/7. So it was fun. I ain't gonna lie, football was really fun. Shout out to Travis. Coach Clark, shout out to Proctor, shout out to Coach Dunn, shout out to Coach Weston, all y'all, like y'all really did that for real.
Shout out to that. Now, what was the opportunity like picking your number? I know you're number 44.
I wanted to be 43.
Okay.
Because
Troy Polamalu.
Right.
Makes sense.
But our linebacker on varsity, he already had 43. So I was like, what's the next number close? So I was like 44. And then my birthday's April 4th, so 4/4. So I was like, it just kind of like worked out.
Yeah. Okay, I was number 44 when I played for Santa Monica College.
Look, I had 75 for like 2 days, right? Ooh. And they was on my head.
Yeah, I'm already knowing.
It was like, ooh, that's nasty.
75 is a boo-boo number, especially for how small you are.
I was like, okay, 44. That hoe was long too. Yeah. But yeah, I had the 44.
Okay, so when you stepped out on the field, was there any nervousness? Were you ever afraid that somebody was going to come up and tackle you at all?
I wasn't scared about the tackle because I had got tackled during practice.
Oh, really?
What got lit up by Sage Washington? I'll never forget that. He'll tell you that right now.
Why did he tackle you? What did you have the ball?
We were doing linebacker drills, and my coach was like, Storm, just get in the line so we have an even number. So I'm doing it. We doing the drills. I always did the drills and stuff. And then he was like, okay, now I want y'all to like practice your tackling now that you guys practice handing off the ball and like securing it right. Yeah. So I was like, okay, boom, we doing it. So my partner knew not to tackle me. Like he was like, he looked at me, he like, I'm not gonna tackle you. I'm just gonna practice my formation. So I'm like, we good. Nigga, this nigga Sage switched with the boy.
He grimy.
What nigga said, go. nigga ran. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get, a little touched up a little bit. The homie lit me up. I flew like 5 yards. I cried. I laid down. I cried, and then I got up, and I was like, my coach was like, welcome to football. And then I was like, and I got up. I was like, can I go to the bathroom? But I had hair, so my hair was all in my face, like everywhere, right? So I was like, can I go to the bathroom? And I ran to the bathroom, and I cried in that bitch. I was like, that cry. So I was in there boohoo crying, and then it took me like 10 minutes. I walked outside. They was like, you good? I'm like, I'm straight. Shit, I'm good. Like, nigga, I just had to pee. So they was like, oh, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm straight. And then my coach found out. The varsity coach found out. He like, why would y'all do that? Like, why would y'all do that? But then I got hit in a game because after the whistle was blown, when I made it, the nigga came up to me and literally pushed me down. Like, and I got up. I was like, don't touch me, nigga. And then he was like, you chose to play a man's sport. And then my whole line got on, bro. So
that's what's up.
I used to low key like tease him and stuff like, you're not gonna block my kick today. Yeah.
And nobody ever blocked your kick?
One time.
One time.
Yeah, and we actually lost. That was playoffs, but
goodness gracious. Well, shout out to that. You made it through Hell Week. You made it through getting hit, skull drug. Yeah. I know they wanted to make an example out of you.
They tried.
But shout out to that, man. Now we got to talk about, well, rest in peace to Schoolboy. He was the only person you would allow to call you Stormy. And in the name of Schoolboy, you said you would always hit your Dougie. He was your protector. And in August of 2011, you battled Bella Ray and was crowned the Queen of Dougie. Clap it up for that. Crown the Queen of Dougie. Come on now. And you also consider Schoolboy's song, Swag City Remix, your theme song. You stopped dancing when he passed and you started playing football. Eventually, you were invited to the Jerkers versus Clowns event. And boom, you met Boomer the Clown. And you got put on Boomer the Clown squad. And that's why we talking about Boom Squad, y'all.
Right,
Clap it up to that.
Exactly.
Now, here's one of the things. Since 2013, you lost a loved one every year. You said this back in 2018. Even Samo High School mates, football teammates, dancers. Rest in peace, Juan, Elisa, Darius, just to name a few. You know what I'm saying? You overcame sleeping in the car with mom and dad, brother, homeless for 6 years. You had to figure out how to eat. You know what I'm saying, on your own. But through it all, Storm is the kind of woman who still manages to smile and make everyone else smile around her. Yeah. She is going through real life pain, but continues to smile. Y'all clap it up, make some noise for that. Come on, man. Now, when you think about, you know what I'm saying, what you have been through, how much do you realize that has contributed to the strength that you have today?
A lot. Oh, the whole 9 yards. I don't know. I just felt like seeing my parents, like my dad, that's who's on my appendix. Okay. So he passed away when I was young, but my stepdad, that's who, stepped up, father stepped, you know what I'm saying? So I was calling him dad. But like seeing my parents struggle like that, and struggle to raise kids, like it's just, I was like, this ain't it. Like, I got to figure something out. You feel me? Like something's out there. And luckily, by the grace of God, I had people that took me in. You feel me? Like I lived with a lot of people during high school. So that definitely built strength. They used to tell me like, bro, I don't know how you doing this. Like, and I'm like, hey, dance low key saved me too. High key saved me. So that's what I look for. And it definitely built a lot of strength that I have today for sure.
That's right. Shout out to that. Clap it up because God and only God got Storm through all that. Clap it up, make some noise. That's going to end this segment with Storm Debarge. How many of y'all been paying attention to what's going on with Jada Pinkett Smith?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, so you see the whole situation, and it seems like more and more is coming out. Jada Pinkett, back in 2016, or was it 2016 when this whole thing came out with this, what is that called? Entanglement. Yes. Remember the entanglement,
yes.
Right? So every year, it seems like Jada Pinkett drops some more bombshells. Somebody was like, yeah, it seemed like every time she dropped a book, she's dropping bombshells. The most recent one is that Tupac proposed to her. She also said that Tupac is her soulmate, and she's been married to Will since 1997. Okay. For her to consider Will a soulmate, to Tupac a soulmate, she's been married to this dude for more than 20 years.
It's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible, but it's wrong, but it's possible.
Really?
For sure.
To have a soulmate outside of your...
For sure.
That's crazy. I never heard anything like that. Yeah. That's crazy. So that's something that you can understand?
In her case, in their situation, it's a little different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just too much going on. It's too many moving parts.
It's a lot going on. And then Suge Knight's son takes to Instagram and say, Tupac really dodged the bullet. He didn't, but you know what I mean. She could have been everything against his will. That was crazy.
It was a lot. It's been a lot going on there.
Yeah, that was a whole lot regarding Tupac. Are you a Pac fan?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shout out to all the Pac fans in here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, did y'all see that Funny Marco episode?
With,
the Funny Marco episode with G Herbo and Southside.
I didn't watch it, but I seen clips of it.
You seen how they got down?
Yeah.
That was super disrespectful.
It was. They would have got popped and kicked out of my show.
Yeah, for sure. That's something. Squabble something. And then he just threw the cup in his face, which was all off limits.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then when Southside got up, there was a video where it looked like Southside had some liquid in the back of his pants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it didn't look right. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy. Y'all seen that?
I didn't watch the interview though.
Okay. You know what? No, I watched the interview.
I didn't watch the whole thing.
I had to see how it went because I wanted to see how disrespectful they really
were getting. I just saw the little clips.
They got kind of crazy. Now, Sexy Red took to social media while eating Popeye's chicken this month. While Popeyes has overtaken KFC as the #2 chicken chain in the U.S. After a decade of Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is #1. Do you mess with Chick-fil-A?
I don't eat chicken no more, but when I did, I love Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, shout out to Chick-fil-A. How many of y'all mess with Chick-fil-A? Chick-fil-A has to be the best. I mean, you feel me? You got Cane's out there too. Now, Cane's is fire. Sexy Red comes out pregnant and she's tired of hiding it. After she had her tape, the tape that came out. Any of y'all seen that tape? Y'all didn't see that tape? No. Give us something.
I saw the tape.
Oh, okay. You saw the tape. All right. Well, people got on her. People got on her about saying it was brown and it's not pink. Y'all know what I'm talking about? This man, Lord. They said it was brown.
It's wet though. Oh my God.
Y'all are crazy. They said it was brown. It wasn't pink. And then just after that, she comes out as pregnant. Does that make sense to you?
It don't. But hey, congratulations to that seed that's coming out.
Shout out to that. Shout out to Sexy
It's another
Red.
person in the world.
Yeah, she's doing her thing. How many of y'all saw this video with this woman on TikTok who completely embarrassed this guy on the first date? Y'all saw this?
Wait. Was it the oysters thing?
No, it was it was a first date. This guy was supposed to take his date out to Aria's. No. It was it was Aria's.
Oh, and she went and got the car.
Yeah, she went and got the car.
Baby, I'm getting out the car for Chick-fil-A.
It's Cheesecake Factory.
I'm getting out the car for Cheesecake Factory, Aki Bamboo, Kicking Crab.
Yeah,
I'm getting out the car.
But listen to the story. Listen to the story, okay? They had Arias, they had it set up. He booked it, right? It's supposed to be at 4 o'clock, for example. When he got to her house, she took a whole hour to get dressed.
She should have been ready.
She took a whole hour to get dressed. They missed the appointment, and his next best thing was Cheesecake Factory.
Hey, he had a second solution.
He had a second solution. But you know what she said? Do you think somebody like me should go on to Cheesecake? Somebody who looked like me is going to Cheesecake Factory.
And I see what she looked like, so she...
It wasn't that.
She woke up on the other side of the bed that day.
Yeah, it wasn't that. And so when he went over to attempt to open her door...
She wasn't trying to get out.
She wasn't trying to get out.
Baby, look, one thing about
finger.
I would have called her an Uber.
Oh.
And I would have got in my car and got her out my car.
Well, see, the thing is, what he ended up doing was he grew some nuts. And he said, you know what? It's cool. We ain't going to do this. I'm going to take you home. And she was like, oh, well, you going to take me home now? Y'all see what he do? Yeah.
Take you home.
How many of y'all agree with him taking her home?
Or how many? I would have left her there so she could have found her way home.
Yeah, thanks. Or somebody she would have had to Uber home or something.
She would have to find her way home.
Saying? Yeah,
she needed an Uber.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, actually, let's step outside real quick and leave her ass right there.
That fact. Hey. So, y'all, Ice Spice smoked some weed on Instagram, and haters say she lost her charm. Do y'all feel like because a woman smokes some weed, she loses her charm?
I feel like she lost her charm when only thing she was doing was shaking her ass.
Well, that makes more sense than smoking weed.
She gained that charm, that shit.
Well, in the eyes of men, yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like everybody smoke weed.
Yeah, it's nothing
wrong. So it shouldn't be. If she do it in private with you, what's the like? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it don't matter. She's still doing what y'all like.
I don't really find a problem with that. Okay, first of all, she a grown woman. She's smoking some weed.
Obama kids smoke cigarettes.
Oh yeah, they've been showing that. Y'all seen Obama kids smoking cigarettes?
Why is people worried about what people do?
No, see that one right there was I didn't expect that though.
It's people. We're
that's
people.
True. That's true.
Like you're not supposed to look at somebody's daughter and be like, oh, that's Obama's daughter. She's never gonna she's a person. She a child. She gonna grow up. She need to be 20. She need to be 21.
That's
she gotta
true.
go through all these learning experiences just because her father who she is don't matter.
That's true. Hey, I agree with that. Hey, you gotta let people be people.
You shouldn't have to hold nobody up to a judgment or what they should be like just because.
Hey, clap it up for that, y'all. Clap it up for that. That's real. Judge, but see, that's what social media do. Like with Ice Spice, that's what social media do. Quick to judge. Quick to judge every day, all day. So there was a story that Jay-Z hit one of his cousins, asked him for $4,800, and he said no. Okay, now Jay-Z is a billionaire. He's a billionaire.
That's fine.
But here's a lesson. You can't always give everybody a handout.
And
if Jay-Z gives his cousin $4,800, like I heard Eric Thomas say, if you know you can get some money from the ATM, you're going to keep going.
I'm going to say no, too.
Yeah, exactly. But explain why you would say no.
I just feel like if I don't see you working hard for what you got going on, that's number one. I'm not giving you no money. And then two, if I know like what you doing with your money already and it's not what you're supposed to be doing, that's why you're asking me for money, nigga, then I'm not giving you the money. Simple as that. It just is what it is. I really got to know what you got going on. I got to be right there in the meeting. If you telling me you need $4,800, what you need $4,800 for? I'm not going to give it to you off strength. I'm sorry. Like, especially if I'm a billionaire, it don't matter. Billionaire, millionaire, $1, $2, $3. It's my money. You know what I'm saying? Because then what's going to happen when I need that $4,800 and I'm not a billionaire no more, nigga, I ain't going to have it. Because I done gave it to you and you done gave it to 3 other people. You done paid your baby, you know what I'm saying? You done did this, did that, got some weed, sold some weed, didn't get your money, made a play, didn't get the money back. Like, we ain't got time for that.
Yeah, and then think you going to come back to me.
I done gave you $100 to make a play. You ain't came back with nothing. So what am I about to give you, what I'm saying?
So, like, one thing I messed with, Charlamagne the guy gave his perspective on it. He said, look, if you say that you need $4,800, don't ask me for nothing that you can't do. Don't ask me for nothing that you can't do. And, you get the same response, too. I'll give it back to you in 2 weeks. Well, just wait 2 weeks. You'll have it. You'll have it. Y'all agree with that or y'all don't agree with that? Just wait the 2 weeks. Clap it up and make some noise, y'all. Clap it up and make some noise from that.
We're not even going through that. People be texting me now. No. I'll tell you a way to go work for this. How about that?
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's the thing, too. People give you the game, but you got to utilize the game in order to get what you want. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Is that game or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Come on.
Come on now. Clap it up and make some noise to that, y'all. That's going to end this segment of Chop It Up with Storm Debarge.